On the subatomic level, I feel that there is a dimension shift activated by very conventional electrostatics, RF fields that I use, and Tesla waves that I use, that actually form a keyway that opens up another area of time and space that may activate the zero-point energy field and interdimensional reactions, let's say, to gravitational waves and time waves, or chronons, if you wish. Perhaps we're dealing in chronons and gravitons, which are maybe particles, and somehow causing a distortion, which causes objects to become weightless, or to simply break apart or pulsate in the center of stainless steel bars and fall apart, or cause samples to turn transparent.
Hi, this is Ranger Dave, and tonight we present the John Hutchinson story.
Here is a tale, not so tall, that just might explain it all. A man who dreamed of Tesla and heard the magnets call. John Hutchinson, the Vancouver man who used government refuse to fulfill his Nicola's cosmic plan. In the lab where the chaos reigns, Hutchison sparked up electromagnetic chains. Tesla coils hum, Van de Graaff screams. Reality bends at the edge of dreams. Metal twists like it's got a soul. Objects levitate out of control. Spontaneous fire, no match, no flame. Science or sorcery, who's to blame? Electro-mystic, feel the surge. Truth and madness start to merge. Levitate me, break the mold. Bend the steel, defy the cold. Crackling wires, rhythm divine. Radio waves in a twisted design. Home lab prophet, fringe frontier. Whispers of power that no one can hear. Skeptics scoff, believers cheer. The unknown's knocking, get out of here. Is it real or just a trick? Either way, it's electric slick. Here is a tale, not so tall, that just might explain it all. A man who dreamed of Tesla and heard the magnets call. John Hutchinson, the Vancouver man who used government refuse to fulfill his Nicola's cosmic plan. This ain't no textbook tale, it's a storm in a bottle, a quantum gale. Hutchison's ghost in the machine, dancing on the edge of the unseen. Electro-mystic, feel the surge. Truth and madness start to merge. Levitate me, break the mold. Bend the steel, defy the cold. Electro-mystic, ride the wave. Science and myth from beyond the grave. Turn it up, let the static scream. We're living inside the Hutchinson dream.
Hi there, it's Ranger Dave, and I have another story to tell you, and this one I remember as well. This fella lived in an apartment building down in Vancouver. I can't remember what neighborhood it was, but the apartment stuck out because like there was a spaceship on the balcony and all kinds of contraptions. John Hutchison used to go to the government surplus store and buy all kinds of stuff. He even bought like Van de Graaff generators. Imagine a modest laboratory tucked away in the heart of Vancouver, no government funding, no white-coated technicians, just one man, a cluttered room, a collection of surplus military electronics. John Hutchinson was his name, and his claim was that he could manipulate matter itself. In this fairy tale, reality bends, metal twists and shatters without touch. It turns to jelly. Objects levitate. They defy gravity, and fires ignite spontaneously. Batteries melt, and all of it allegedly under the influence of electromagnetic forces conjured up through Hutchinson's array of all kinds of coils and capacitors, tubes and switches and dials. Is this science or is it sorcery? Let's find out. Or is it something completely, entirely different? A glimpse into the untamed frontier of human potential, where the laws of physics are not broken, but rewritten. This is not the story of fame or fortune. It is the story of obsession, of ridicule, of a man chasing the unknown while the world looked away. But tonight, on Storytime, we look a little closer to the John Hutchinson story.
I saw a wrench float up like a ghost. Metal split clean, no hammer, no host. Flames erupt with no spark, no heat. This ain't your average science beat. Light patterns dance like spirits in flight. Photons twist in the dead of night. Hutchinson's lens caught the freak parade. Truth or trick, it's a razor blade. Electromystic, feel the surge. Truth and madness start to merge. Levitate me, break the mold. Bend the steel, defy the cold. Videos roll, the skeptics freeze. What kind of force brings metal to its knees? Fractures form like a shattered dream. Reality's tearing at the seam. Spontaneous fire, no fuel, no match. Light show blazing, no code to catch. Is it real or just a glitch? Either way, it's a cosmic switch. Levitate the truth, fracture the lie. Let the sparks rain down from the sky. Hutchinson's lab, where logic dies and the unknown dares to rise. Electromystic, feel the surge. Truth and madness start to merge. Levitate me, break the mold. Bend the steel, defy the cold. Electromystic, ride the wave. Science and myth on beyond the grave. Turn it up, let the static scream. We're living inside the Hutchinson dream.
Well, John Hutchinson was no university-trained physicist. He was, in the truest Canadian tradition, a self-made inventor, eccentric, stubborn, and possessed of relentless curiosity. His laboratory was not a gleaming institution, but a chaotic sanctuary of wires and sparks where Tesla coils hummed and the Van de Graaff generators crackled like northern lightning. It was here, amid the hum of electromagnetic fields, that Hutchinson claimed to witness the impossible. Objects levitating, metal twisting and fracturing without force, spontaneous fires erupting from inert materials. Doors opened and closed on their own, batteries melted, iron blocks floated, and all of it, he insisted, was the result of electromagnetic interference, a phenomena that would come to be known as the Hutchinson effect. Well, the scientific community predictably was skeptical. Hutchinson's experiments defied replication. His methods were unorthodox, his documentation erratic. Accusations followed. Fraud. Like so many Canadian originals, Alexander Graham Bell, Reginald Fessenden, and even the Wright brothers, before they were believed, Hutchinson pressed on, undeterred by ridicule. For decades he continued his work, sometimes funded by mysterious benefactors, sometimes operating out of warehouses filled with salvaged equipment. Co-workers and witnesses reported strange phenomena. Videos surfaced. The media took some notice. And still, the line between science and spectacle remained blurred. In recent years, Hutchinson has taken on a new persona, Princess Carla Knipton. He appears in videos that are bewildering as his experiments. He speaks in riddles, often distracted by his dog, and offers glimpses into a mind that seems to dance between genius and madness. But to dismiss Hutchinson as a mere crank is to ignore the deeper truth of this story, that innovation often begins at the edges where rules are bent and reality is questioned. John Hutchinson's story is not just about levitating objects or bending metal. It is about the spirit of inquiry, the audacity to challenge orthodoxy, and the enduring Canadian tradition of the lone inventor working in obscurity, chasing the unknown. Whether the Hutchinson effect is real or imagined, it remains a symbol of something vital. The idea that the world is still full of mysteries, and that sometimes the answers come not from institutions, but from the cluttered corners of a curious mind.
They say it's wires, smoke, and mirrors, a trick of light, illusion clearer. But what if gravity cracked that day and Hutchinson found a hidden way? Electromagnetic chaos reigns, fields collide like runaway trains, anti-gravity in the air, floating truth they wouldn't dare. Electro-mystic, feel the surge, truth and madness start to merge. Levitate me, break the mold, bend the steel, defy the cold. Peer review, they shut the gate. No lab coat wants to tempt that fate. Independent minds tried to chase, but the spark was gone, no trace, no base. Media lights, the cameras roll, mystery burns in the public soul. Paranormal minds take flight, searching for answers in the night. Fraud or frontier, who decides? Truth ain't born where fear resides. Let the skeptics scoff and sneer, we'll keep chasing what's unclear. Electro-mystic, feel the surge, truth and madness start to merge. Levitate me, break the mold, bend the steel, defy the cold. Electro-mystic, ride the wave, science and myth from beyond the grave. Turn it up, let the static scream. We're
So the world hears that there's this guy, John Hutchinson. He lives in Canada. He plays with junk. Not the metaphorical kind, actual military surplus electronics, coils, wires, things that buzz and hum and occasionally catch fire. He's not a physicist. He's not rich. He's not even particularly well groomed, but he's got something most people lost somewhere between their puberty and their first tax return. It was wonder. John claims that he made objects levitate, melted metal without heat, started fires with invisible forces. The scientific community, bless their rational little hearts, mostly responded with a collective, oh, come on. But John didn't stop, because John wasn't trying to win a Nobel Prize. He was trying to poke the universe in the ribs and see if it giggled. And maybe it did.
Where's Hutchinson now? Lost in the haze. Princess calling in a U2 maze. Cross-dressed prophet, dog by his side. Speaking in riddles, nowhere to hide. Iron box, floating pixel decay. Truth or theater, who's to say? Warehouse dreams and fractured steel. Still no proof, but the myth feels real. Electro-mystic, final spark. Truth and madness, leave their mark. Float the iron, bend the flame. Science and legend, one and the same. Government cash or a rich man's bet. He built a lab they won't forget. Doors flew open, rooms went wild. Reality twisted, logic defiled. Mainstream silence whispers loud. He walks alone beneath the cloud. Persona split, the static queen. Broadcasting live from the in-between. Princess Carla, mystic muse. Dancing through electromagnetic blues. Is it madness or divine design? Either way, it breaks the spine. Electro-mystic, final spark. Truth and madness, leave their mark. Float the iron, bend the flame. Science and legend, one and the same. Electro-mystic, fade to black. No turning back, no final track. Let the dog bark, let the wire scream. We're trapped inside the Hutchinson dream. I'm Ranger Dave, and that was a tale not so tall. That just might explain it all. A man who dreamed of Tesla and heard the magnets call. John Hutchinson, the Vancouver man, who used government refused to fulfill his Nicola's cosmic plan.
Maybe the laws of physics are just meant to be guesses of a species that still thinks reality can be measured with rulers and clocks. Maybe John stumbled onto something real, or maybe it just made a bunch of stuff twitch and wobble, and it looked like a miracle. Either way, I think it's important, because in a world where everything is supposed to make sense, where gravity always wins and metal always behaves and people always do what they're told, John Hutchinson reminds us that nonsense is sacred, that the universe is bigger, weirder, and more poetic than our textbooks allow. I'll catch you next time on Storytime with Ranger Dave. Sleep well.